Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to VLE Challengers Cup 2, where the rubber hits the road. Speaking of, tonight we will be getting our first look at the second round for Group A and Group B, ultimately deciding our first qualifying team from each of those groups. Now, the first match starts with a well-anticipated rivalry between MINJI and Corner Campers. Joining me on the call for that match is Fish. Man, you know I gotta ask, what do you think of this matchup?
I think this should be definitely one of our more competitive matchups that we're going to see. Obviously, both teams, they've come out with a win. I think it was 2-0 each time. Yeah, 2-0. And this is what should be the two best teams in the group. We're expecting both of them to qualify either way, deciding if they win today or lose. So it should be a very, very good game. Should be a pretty close one too.
Yeah. I 100% agree, and I think the other day Storch and I were talking about it. We were like, I mean, our luck here in the caster's booth about talking about games being close has been so bad at the beginning of this tournament, but I agree with this one. I think this one will be much closer than the first matchup that we got from both teams respectively, actually. I think MINJI and their visualized matchup, I mean, it was 2-0, 13-6 both maps, or 13-5, one of the two. And then Corner Campers, I mean, the only map they played against times was 13-6, so very dominant performances from both of them in those first games. So them coming together, I expect it to be a much closer affair. Now, thinking about who actually will take this series though, do you think that we get MINJI or Corner Campers win here?
Hello, I think my mic just stopped working for a second. I haven't really seen too much of Corner Campers actually, so I'm more leaning towards MINJI taking it. I think still it'll be a very close game. MINJI also just looked very, very good in that first map we watched them against. Visualize. What was it? It was like 13-5 or something?
Yeah.
Just off ranks as well. They're a bit higher than Corner Campers, but still, should be close. It's all about the prep work now, really.
And after going back and confirming, so it was 13-6, both of the maps. They played Lotus and Abyss against Visualize. And in the last matchup that we got between Corner Campers and Times, I mean, Lotus was played in that series as well. So this is one of the things we talked about in the round one of each of these groups, Fish, is preparation. Now, coming into this, because there's a lot of new faces here, just based off of the VODs of Cup 1 alone, you can't really base that off of too much because we don't have the same 5 on any of these teams coming into this, except for maybe ILH is pretty close to it. I think we've got Jadico, Hecker, and Walmart Bag still there, but other than that, no real preparation you can do. This is the first matchup we're going to get to see that, though, Fish. We're going to see, you know, potentially some counter-stratting a little bit here, because since we've seen Lotus from both MINJI and Corner Campers so far, I think we might get that Lotus map in this series, and you know, both of these teams have VODs on that now here in this own tournament, so I'm really excited to see what that looks like, because it's definitely a different look than coming in with a fresh start. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think expecting definitely one team to pick Lotus. Even though it's out of the pool, it's quite hard to find scrims on. Just since you have that footage, it just makes sense to pick it. And because both teams were quite good, actually, on Lotus, it could be a pick from both teams, so.
Yeah, no, I totally 100% agree. Well, all right, folks, we don't want to keep you waiting for too long as we've got a lot ahead of us tonight. So let's get this show on the road. VLE Challengers Cup 2, Day 5 starts now. To be a challenger, you must always be in flow state. And to become a champion, you must ascend. Travel the road from challenger to champion. Go beyond your comfort zone or fall. Over here towards mid. From the shadows came through, but right now, Hoopa with such nice shots into the round, a fourth. Going through U-Haul, caught by the Cypher Trip, that's 3 hit. And right now, Ekro looking to push through. He gets 4 on the round. Knights gets too far ahead of it. But there it is. Spray transfer comes through. The upgrade is close range. Going for the next one, and there it is. Shots come through. It's enough to take the diffuser down. And right now, Mango's playing around it very well. He gets all of them. Jadico. Ooh, the spray transfer comes through, and that's 3 for Jadico. Score here. Shots are going to come through the lineup. Ooh, he gets the clutch. There it is. All right, folks, it is time for the map veto here. Now, Haven getting immediately banned out from MINJI there, and Corner Campers following up with an Ascent ban, and we did get that Lotus just like we expected here for map number 1. It's really good.
Yeah, we thought that would happen.
What's good about this too is, I mean, we're going to see the prep work from both teams. It's good that we have an icebox as well. The other day, Storch and I were talking about, I mean, man, we haven't gotten an icebox matchup yet, and it was, I think it was a decider in at least 2 of the matches, but we never got to that decider, and so we get a guaranteed icebox out today. But with things starting out on Lotus, we already know comp-wise what to expect from both of these teams if they don't switch things up. But I want to dive deeper a little bit here, Fish, into the narrative of both of these teams. I mean, Corner Campers, a team we saw in the VLE beta tournament, right? And the duelist player VALORANT, he showed his face on the Nexus roster, I believe, shortly during Cup 1. And from what I remember, this is a somewhat layered squad, with VALORANT being that sharp tip of the iceberg and Oxy being a very talented supportive sidekick. And now we've got Virgo here on Corner Campers, who's been hyped up as a leader of this squad as he's the IGL. So Corner Campers have clearly made upgrades throughout their journey, and that showed in their matchup against Times on Lotus. And so I'm excited to see the development of this roster as we get deeper into this tournament. But what are your thoughts based on the small amount you've seen from Corner Campers thus far?
Well, they do look good, and I don't know how much credit I can give to them and how much discredit I can give to Timely. But overall, should be upgrades. They're seeming to play better. So yeah.
You know, that's a super fair assessment. It's super early days, so we're going to see a lot from them going into the tournament here. But then MINJI, right? A team that has been hyped up since before this tournament even started, Fish, because, I mean, we had some returning players by the likes of Shizu, Taco Boy, and Luck, who goes by Nakamura now. So I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this core yet, as I haven't seen any convincing results from them so far. While they did take Visualize down in like very dominant 2-0 fashion, I think we can agree that the scorelines were partially due to monumental errors on Visualize's part. And the community consensus seems to be that MINJI should have converted more rounds in that series. Now that they've got past that matchup, they're going against Corner Campers, a team that has a few members that have been together for quite some time now. So I'm not sure if what we saw from MINJI previously is enough to get past Corner Campers tonight. What do you think about that?
It's really just going to be experience versus the new players. Ranks, aim, all that kind of stuff. But I think MINJI will take it. Should be close though. 2-1, depending on the preparation. Maybe 2-0 if MINJI are really, really shooting, but I think this can go either way.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a very close matchup. And folks, we are ready to hop into the agent select here, so we're gonna get our look at what these squads are going to do coming into this. So we've got Sativa immediately on that Astra. We've got the Fade Breach for the Raze, and we've got that Cypher. Now, a comp like this is not a complete anomaly. We've seen this before, Fish, many times. Usually you do expect that Omen instead of the Astra, but Astra did recently get some buffs. You got the 5 stars back, and Astra is better than ever. So I'm excited to see this comp here.
Let's talk about it. They've locked in instantly. They're very prepared.
Yeah.
MINJI, obviously. Bit of troll. I don't think they're going to play for 3 chambers. Oh, 4 now. But just to talk about this comp from Corner Campers, it on paper should work. Having the Astra over the Omen allows just for a bit more of a slower game, but has a bit better executes with the stun in the pool and a bit more post-plan utility, which this comp is really lacking, assuming you're going to spend the nade in the aftershock.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It looks like we might actually get a Clove out from MINJI. One thing I do know about MINJI is they like to take those... Oh, yeah, there it is. The Clove comes right on through. Right when I started speaking again. Now, what's interesting to me here, Fish, a whole lot of things. So, before we even hop into the matchup, I just want to talk about this MINJI comp real quick. We've gotten past CC. Now, KJ Deadlock. That's the first thing that, you know, grabbed my eyes there. We've seen the Cypher Deadlock comp many of times, right? Especially on Ascent. We've seen it on Lotus a couple times as well. I remember Sentinels had played it the one time. I think it was Zelsis and John QT were the ones playing the Cypher and Deadlock respectively. But Killjoy Deadlock, definitely a different setup. What do you think about that?
Well, it could work. I'm not really sure how it'll play out. I feel like Cypher complements Deadlock much better than Killjoy does. And Cypher is just as good as Killjoy in this map, if not better in certain scenarios. Yeah. So the Killjoy is very confusing.
Yeah, I was not expecting this comp at all. So I guess moving on from the Sentinel pieces here, we did get the Clove from Displace, which is very interesting to say the least, right? We're used to either Omen or Astra being played on this map, and Viper, of course, of all respectively in the controller pool. Clove is someone I don't really see, you know, alone in that controller space for a team because, again, we talked about this, that controller role, one of the most important keys, you know, of utility in this game, right? Across every single map. If there's one role that you have in every single comp, it is controller. So I'm curious about this Clove being the only one. Usually you'll see like an Omen Clove or something like that, but I don't know. Give me your rundown on what you feel about the solo Clove, because there's a lot of mixed opinions about this one.
Well, I guess this is why they picked the double 70. They're not really going to have enough stall util just with this solo Clove. Their range is very small, and they don't really have too much util. Me personally, I'm really not that big of a fan of solo Clove. I think it'd work, but in a team environment, the smokes just don't last long enough, and they just don't have enough util to be able to use.
You're absolutely right, and I mean, yeah, go ahead.
I think this comp would have worked much better than Astra actually, but maybe the reason they're not playing one is Displace just maybe isn't too comfortable with it. I think he was on Omen in the last time they played Lotus actually.
He was, yeah, and that does beg the question of comfortability, right? Because that's where you start to see what comps are even viable for you as a team. And you mentioned, I wanted to just piggyback off of it, the team play aspect of Clove being in that mix. I think that Clove definitely from like a taking duels perspective and being one of those controllers that can be a little bit more risky in their micro, I think is where Clove definitely shines. I think that we've seen some of that from Omen as well. Like you see players like Tens playing Omen and stuff like that. So I definitely think that Clove is good in that aspect, but definitely not enough stall in terms of the controller utility, especially on defense. I think attack it's fine, but one of the many things about Lotus for me, and you know, you might have a different opinion than this, but I think this map is all about those push and pull rotations, left and right. I mean, especially on the attack half, and I feel like you need to have more controller presence on the map in order to actually pull those rotations, you know, at a convincing amount, which is why a lot of teams throw that Viper Wall A every round just to plant the seed of doubt, or they'll have that Omen Clove and then throw one of the Omen smokes towards like between Rubble and Stomp, for example, and throw that, you know, seed of doubt as well. So I feel like with Clove, you don't have that. And plus, it's not an exec heavy map, very push and pull, so I feel like you don't need those iPad smokes.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there. Push and pull, doing this. I just want to point out a team that did do the double controller very well was Celestial Titans, or just Celestial. Obviously with Viper Omen, and we're going to see a bit of a difference in gameplay. I'm expecting both teams to want to go sort of fast and really have too much user to default with. Obviously a lot more for the side of corner campers than MINJI, but the only bit of rechargeable util either team has is just this camera, this fade eye, and the breach stun. And none of that is really too good at taking space. It's good at clearing space, but not really good at taking anything.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting both teams to want to go a bit fast.
And speaking of taking space, we have breach on both sides as well, so that's going to pair with that raise really nicely. Something that I usually expect on this map, but the only question mark for me with the breach on the side of MINJI, though, is he's the only initiator on that squad. And one of the things about Lotus as well, with that being push and pull rotations, you need that initiator utility, right? You know, in order to get that active information on both extremities and find out what that defensive setup is, decipher everything, you know, each round, and they don't really have that power. The only real forward utility that they have is that raise boombot on the side of MINJI to actually get convincing information towards extremities. So either they're going to expect MINJI to exec off of those boombot placements, or they're just going to have to kind of gamble onto the sites, mostly.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Just a thought I had. I'm thinking that MINJI are actually going to try use this deadlock a bit like a fade. Using this grab to try add like a seize. It's a bit bigger and it probably stuns for a bit longer as well, so it could work. But then that really requires your deadlock to be setting up A every round.
Yep.
And it's not the problem with setting up A, it's the problem that you have a deadlock. So it's not really going to matter.
Yeah, especially for the tree push as well. The other thing I like about the deadlock that you mentioned too is, like, on attack, it's really good for throwing that grab net towards, say you're execing C, you throw that grab net on pillar, raise nades, go back there, and it's just a complete mosh pit there. So stuff like that I think is going to go really well for them on attack if they place it correctly. Little bit of context, folks. We were just waiting for Nakamura to get back into the server here, but it looks like the players are all set, so we're going to get this underway in about 10 seconds. See here. There we go. All right, we got confirmation from both players here. So we are all set to go into this Lotus matchup. Nonetheless, always love talking about these comps, Fish, because we've got some really interesting innovation coming out from MINJI here. I'm actually super excited to see how it is, because I know this team, they've been spending some time finding their identity, right? Trying to decide, how do we want to be in the server? What kind of strat do we want to play? What does this system actually look like? And so we're going to see that flesh out a little bit here in this game.
Yeah. But just to talk about what's going to happen in the round, I think actually we're going to use some deadlock. Some slow smokes to take all of A main. And there's not really meant to be a push against it from the side of corner campers.
Yeah.
Just holding it passively with the Astra. But if there was, I don't really think it's going to work. And this may be a bit too far, but it might actually just be a bit of an anti-strat already from corner campers, trying to fake that this is the amount of util they need, which they can then exploit.
I mean, and this seaside is dangerous too. They're playing both Sentinels towards here. You've got that deadlock Killjoy. What's nice about that deadlock, Fish, is that she can just completely locks down spaces through the use of her sonic sensors. So that raise satcheling in is super duper dangerous. Just gets stunned and standing in Killjoy nanoswarm. So it looks like corner campers are using this pistol round to decipher that setup, and just off that alarm bot contact alone was enough to get them to rotate over here towards A. Shizu still with the rebel control. Flashpoint comes through. Displace getting out of dodge. Shizu, the shots are a little bit labored. Haunt is going to take him, but Displace landing one down. Virgo with the trade hoop as well. Displace, he's stuck in this corner. They're going to have to capitalize off of this soon, but the IGL on the side of corner campers taking him down, and Oxy to follow it up. Nakamura left with the ghost in hand, takes one down, and he's done the job. Even it out to a 2v2.
30 seconds left.
This is a very important 2v2, but
Last player standing.
well, MG lose another. And I was gonna say they have barely any util to come back with this.
Spike planted.
And now they don't have any util at all. All in Hooper with his ghost. Try and maybe get a saving grace. Imagine this time in Oxy. Gets slowed down, but Savita takes it out, and there's Corner Camper's first pistol round.
Covering it. Need that back.
And the first round on the board of that.
First pistol round indeed, and I mean that peek that Nakamura did over towards Tree, a little bit ambitious from him. I mean, you got to go for those jiggles, got to get the information and wait for your teammate to rotate, because, you know, I think it was Hoopa that was the last one there. He was a bit far away, so a little bit uncoordinated there in that 2v2 scenario, but nonetheless, converted for corner campers. Now, what I expect to see here, Fish, is them starting to control the tempo more and more. You can see they've already placed all 5 Astral Stars in this buy phase, so they have a really good sense of how they want to play this. Breach stun comes through towards B. A complete B blitz fight from MINJI coming out right now. Mrs. Zuki was always really good on these lurks in her first series for corner campers, so she's looking to do the same here. Game plan is the same, but the hit's coming over here towards C. Spike going to be planted, Oxy and Valk respectively, taking control of that space.
You said it with the luck. Mizuki. She just walked all the way flank. She's even dodged the turret.
Last player standing.
But is it too much, too little, too late? Shizu just gonna stick the defuse and then the thrifty.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting that one there. Way too little, too late. Gonna have to speed up on that lurk going into these rounds here, because I mean, MINJI mean business going in these retakes. I just see they immediately go for that fight towards B mid, and then they just rotate over towards C, get that defuse going, just waterfall onto the site. And it's that late round discipline that you have to keep in check if you're going up against a team like MINJI.
Yeah. Now, I think we're going to see a huge A roll. And I don't think he's classic enough to beat the Vandal, so... yeah, they have to walk back and Valk. Very, very hard to kill. Almost died, losing his life to the paint shells. But it really doesn't matter. No one falls, and it's just an exchange of utilities for map control.
Yeah, and I love this response by corner campers too. Immediately off that contact that they got at REBL, they're going over here towards B, trying to sniff out if there's any more protocols happening in this space. It looks like they might even commit into this one as well. Clove smoke does come down. Big Blue looking to flash in, maybe try to get a pick of his own, but he's going to opt out of that one as they're all playing together. Valk trying to take some forward space here. And right now, you see the plan is to play together, push into these spaces. You only got classics, so you're going to have to go for these grouped up fights and go forward with it. Very patient, comes out, gets stunned, but does take down Sativa. Hoopa to follow up. There it is, onto Virgo now. Oxy, only a classic in hand, does have his ultimate Haunt in 5 seconds, but Tap gets onto the spike. No time to think about any of that, moving forward, and that's it. Goes down to the Spectre of Displace and Shizu to land onto the head of Valk, and there is a flawless response there from MINJI.
There we go. Now, we're going to see the first full buy round of the half. And it's MINJI, despite losing the pistols, on top. And surprisingly, the double center comp, it's working quite well. I still have yet to really see anything actually done with this deadlock. I'm still confused on why they picked it.
Over there.
Yeah.
Seen a bit more on this Clove though. Unfortunately, just misses decay onto A. Still taking all that space, Shizu in off angle, ready to hold it all. And now we're going to see why they picked the deadlock. 2 mollies, 2 sonic sensors. She's defending you all on her own. The corner campers are choosing to back away. Maybe just getting a bit of a feel for danger. Or maybe they're just waiting for their Astra. Gonna send in the Nightfall. And get an entry.
Face your fear.
And Valk is in the blender, losing all of his HP, but Mizuki, she gets one as it goes down, and Big Blue, he's the one to punish for it.
And what's nice about this double sentinel comp too is you can completely isolate that Raze out of the fight going into C, assuming the rest of the team just doesn't want to go through that blender as you spoke about of utility, but doesn't take Valk down. He's able to recover his life, but Hoopa landing onto Virgo after the spike plant there does start to dwindle things for the side of MINJI. Or corner campers rather. Valk gonna respond onto Shizu. There's the second and there's the third. Nice shot so far from Valk onto the site. Very quiet hype from him, but I mean, there's corner camper's response.
Yeah, we're actually trying to see what should be a close game here. 2-2 all wrapped up, and neither team can get on top of each other. Both teams have actually been in the lead so far in the half. I just want to point out, again, I'm going to talk about a lot, this double sentinel. Even with all the setup, they didn't really do too much. They couldn't keep hold of the site. They didn't kill someone for it. If anything, I think they went down numbers.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. And hopefully we see some more rounds here where corner campers explore that C space. I'm really intrigued as to how they're going to make that deadlock killjoy work. Now looking into this, looks like we've got a lot of B presence here from corner campers, but not quite a committal yet. Or commitment rather. Still Rebel space taken. So you see the game plan of MINJI is to really control this A space far ahead and to play back with the Sentinels on C. That's why this hit is coming out onto B from corner campers. They have a really good read as to how MINJI are playing into this. It's a full 5v5 retake so far. Big Blue, once again, tip of the spear coming out of this breakable space. Looking to get into the retake, but Valk has taken the space that he needed to. Found the hole in the defense. Mizuzuki always on that lurk. So good for it. And she's got the shots. There's the second from her. Nicely done, displacing Shizu. Left in the 2v3 scenario. Astra slightly low, but you're going up against that gravity well. Got to tap super quickly. Haunt to even force things out harder. Fight taken over here towards main.
Last player standing.
And players taken down on both sides respectively. Sativa left in the 1v1 scenario. Doesn't even need the Nova Pulse. And that's it. Third round for corner campers.
Corner campers now taking the lead. Doing what they couldn't do before. They've strung 2 rounds together. And for a round, it shouldn't have been as close as it was, but it was fantastically played. Just from corner campers himself. We've already seen this the value of Mizuki. 3 out of 3 kills have just been on this lurk. But now, she's going to be walking up B. And if you're a sensitive player, just might want to take a couple notes of this. So patient. And the same as Sativa. Pulling all the util over, and we're finally starting to see the deadlock onto the A. But she's in a position where she can't really play off any of her trips. She's playing for this tree pressure. But nowhere else, hasn't even invested the wall into the round. And, well, the trip doesn't get tipped off by this Prowler. But Necromancer actually is tipped off for the rest of the team. Gonna be hit with the Seize nade combo. Doesn't kill, but they know that he's there. And eventually falling down. Sacrificing his life. Double race off.
What trades to come through thus far? I mean, Sativa, he's got all the pressure on him. And once again, Mizuzuki, it's a narrative of too little, too late. Gonna go for the first shot. The paint shells land. Right now, the defuse still coming through, but couldn't get the clutch. The comms come out that they're 1 HP, so the classic from Big Blue lands on, and there's the defuse for MINJI. What I do like that round, though, Fish, is that we did get a bit of a format change from the way MINJI were playing the defense at deadlock towards A, but it did not look fleshed out. You mentioned it, too. I mean, he had the Sonic Sensor towards tree and towards main and wasn't really playing off of either of them. Was just hiding back there. And when you're going up against a comp with that fade, with that breach, with that raise, when you concede space, they're going to use that aftershock or that seize nade combo to force you out of those entrenched positions. So, you know, with a comp like this, you have to be careful with that. So you see them going back to their setup with them on C.
Yeah, you said it well. not really much new for corner campers here. Despite being in the Seeker round, I think they're choosing to go extremely fast onto the C site. And the blender is just not enough. All the stuns not being played off. And I guess they have information there on site, but I think we already knew that. Nakarame gets tagged and now falls. And that's just a gun open about. Picked it up. And I wonder if we're going to see a bit of a push here.
Spike planted.
Well, screw the push. Let's just beat 2 for 1 for trade. Now numbers are even.
Really aggressive stance here by Virgo. Just getting in their faces, and that just kind of tells you where we're at in this game mentally. Got the Spectre in hand looking for the damage, but Hoopa immediately flicking around and taking his head off with his Guardian. Oxy, there it is. And the third on the round. Really nice performance from him, and we talked about it in that pregame too. Oxy being a really good sidekick there for Val. Always been good at that scan initiator. We saw him on that Sova fade roll in the VLE beta tournament, and he's back to do it here.
Oh. He's shown why he's in this team.
Yeah.
6 and 4. Not the top frag in the lobby, but the top frag for his team. And with hero plays like that, he's securing this advantage for corner campers.
Right here.
And now we're going to see an all-out A brawl. It seems like everyone is there, but it's almost a trap play. Nightfall invested. That's just a bit too slow. I don't think there's going to be any punish for actually.
Trying to play around the team here. They're forcing it to be very awkward. The fight so far going their way, corner campers, but I mean the guns of MINJI still with really good responses. Virgo gonna have to take down Shizu. He does not. Sativa left to do the damage here, but Mizuzuki on that lurk. Sativa's gonna have to just wait. Bait out the timing. Looks like Shizu's a bit aware of any lurk potential coming through right now. 43 HP. Mizuzuki gonna have to do the damage. There it is. First one found. That's Hoopa. Check. They know where Shizu's at. Last seen over towards this box, but the cages make the engagement so awkward. Mizuzuki pushing right through it, and there it is. 3 on the round, and very well handled.
Suki is an absolute gem in this team.
Yeah.
But you know, rounds he really shouldn't have won. I think actually what's almost funny, the Astra to Vita, he got stuck, trapped in the deadlock wall. And it was almost a blessing disguised. Kept his life, but I think his breach fell. Couldn't do anything about it, couldn't trade. Actually a change from MINJI in the setup. Still leaving breach alone, but they're playing full retake on this B site. Even the deadlock again on C. This time, Killjoy, she's gonna be holding A. With Shizu, it's a trap play. But he's just off his turret contact. I think that's actually gonna be where corner campers are going to. Leading the lurk. And Mizuki,
Recovering it. Taking that back.
she's always on this lurk.
Concealment.
Stepped outside B, trying to wait for a timing, maybe trying to get one. Leading her team back. But the trap plays failed, and both Shizu and Hoopa, they're stuck in backside. Can't do
And once
anything.
again, yeah, it's these entrenched positions. Can't get stuck here against that comp that corner campers are playing. Cosmic Divide comes right on through. Now they don't have sound on that plant, but there it is, confirmed by the announcer in game. It looks like they want to get aggressive on this one. Flashpoint comes through from Big Blue, but Valk to take them down. Hoopa trade things off. Their annihilation comes through from Nakamura, but doesn't land. And right now, only 3 left standing. Do they know that the tap has gone through? Gonna have to confirm it at some point. But I believe the gravity well was enough to do that. Mizuzuki once again in the clutch scenario takes down the first, looking for the second. There it is! A clutch from Mizuzuki, and 3 on the round. As you said, she has been such a gem in the server and for this team. Impact after impact round.
How many clutches have she gotten? She's
My
had
goodness.
one off block, and the rest of it's been perfect. And because of that, timeout being called by MINJI. Going down on their map pick, can't even secure an advantage in the half, and what should be a good half for them with this double senti.
Yep.
And I don't really know what they can do about this. Maybe go back to prep, pick a new comp, come back, but what do you think they can do?
Yeah, I agree with you. Go back to practice, pick a new comp, because this one ain't it. Just Nakamura just does not look very well prepped on this deadlock at all. And he doesn't look comfortable on it either. I'm not seeing the idea fleshed out. And I believe, Fish, I'm not sure if I was with you or if I was with Storch casting the game, but there was another player that had deadlock on Lotus, and I'm blanking on who that was. And we were talking about the prep work on that one too. Not very well fleshed out, and we're seeing kind of the same thing from him here. And I think that's one big anomaly in this comp, because the pick doesn't look intentional. I feel like they're trying to innovate without really locking down fundamentals in the game. And that's the most important piece.
Yeah. I just so you know, it was visualized. I don't remember the exact player, but it definitely was visualized. Then again, we didn't really see the deadlock come to its fullest extent. I think the adaptation being called is to leave B completely open for retake. Maybe go for some more aggression, go for some more still eater. And that's let the defense to be really spread out. But Big Blue trading one back, but it's left C extremely weak.
Turrets destroyed.
Suki have a bit of a trade in A main. Leading her team straight back to it. You can go towards what should be the strongest side.
Need that back.
For MINJI. But it's almost a bit of bait, Yuto. Sounds trying to lead them away. It's a timing.
Down.
Hooper walked up behind.
Oh,
Trips. Getting one, Valk trades back.
yeah, a bit overcommitted there on the lurk.
Yeah. For a round that shouldn't have been close, this is awfully close.
30 seconds left.
But corner campers, they got this read exactly right. Walking straight over to an uncontested C site. Karama getting the read going, but he won't be there to stop the plant. And I think we're going to see a 3v3
10
retake.
seconds left.
It's not really
Yeah,
much.
I mean, it's going to be so... It was so close. He's got it down, though.
Spike planted.
We've got a showstopper on both sides, too, Fish.
Oh, we're going to see the party time again. I think... I don't think they can invest it. Maybe it is. Oh, never mind. It's an ult from Valk, actually.
Yep.
Using her big rocket launcher. Trying to hold down, trying to stall, and Shizu sends his own out. Now, getting all the front side. Pollen spike. Make sure no one taps and time is getting low. Shizu. Bit of a whiff, but Valk didn't. Gain 2. And they're falling around the hero. The corner camp in the round that shouldn't have been hard. Ended quite badly, but still. On the round.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. That was way closer than it should have been. Corner campers, it looked like off that first pick that happened on C, they were just completely flustered. And they did lose their IGL in one of those engagements as well. So that's where you start to think about, okay, what's the team dynamic after that? Does the IGL talk after they're dead? Do they not? And I think that round we got a little bit of a glimpse into that for corner campers as the guidance looked a little sparse.
Yep. Corner campers taking this A control, playing the map perfectly, doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Right, MINJI taking A control. And now corner campers moving into the B site. They've correctly seen that they're going to play full retake with that. But Big Blue gets one with a Phantom. Displays trades back, but it's the Aftershock. Virgo taking one after he dies. It's a Grim Reaper.
Last player standing.
Displays. Nearly finally gaining time in Mizuki, but unfortunately loses the one. at the same time, the round is just completely
Last
lost
round in the half.
for corner campers. And now MINJI looking quite good after the timeout. A very, very good round, and it's finally brought on a corner camper's low buy. Still, can a low buy really consider when you have 3 rifles?
Definitely a good response there from MINJI, but still not quite convincing enough. But they've got this round here. Get 5. Bit of a consolation coming out of this defense, but you definitely want to get more than that with this double sentinel comp. Meanwhile, push does come over here to C. Rolling Thunder already invested, but utility didn't go out, so the stall does happen. Rest of the team rotating here. Looks like MINJI, this time in the rounds, this sentinel utility is doing them wonders on the C side, as all 5 of them are already grouped up over here towards Waterfall and CT respectively. Ready for the retake. Spike carrier goes down. That's it. Aftershock forces him out. Paint shells also takes him down, and Valk trying to do a hero play here to get as many as he can before the lockdown commences, but it makes it super duper awkward, and the waterfall has already come through from MINJI. Retake already commenced right on through before Spike is planted. Mizuzuki, if there's any time to be a hero, the time is now. And she's been wearing a cape so far this game, so pretty hopeful for this lurk here. The breach turns around. Timing on both of their ends. They both turn around at the wrong time, but Big Blue checking back. He's aware of the pressure. Sativa coming into this one now, but it's a really good setup from MINJI onto the site. Virgo going down. That's Hoopa with 3 on the round and 5 recovered from MINJI.
Switching sides.
Yep, MINJI clearly having a bit of a success strat there. Just with that Killjoy lockdown. Finally seeing a bit of an advantage to double senti comp. It's just got sprayed down. But now, swapping sides. Corner campus with the advantage, but MINJI on the better half for the map. Just for a bit of prediction, now that we're halfway in, is your prediction for who's going to win this changed?
I mean, I think corner campers take this away. Just based off the momentum that they've gotten in that first half alone and the way they're playing. I mean, it's obvious to me that almost all players on corner campers are pretty comfortable with the system, and on the side of MINJI, I can't quite say the same. Look at the spy cam from Mizuzuki. One-way cage also ready on the extremity. Good lockdown here on C. Meanwhile, fights are happening over towards REBL on this A site. Valk does go down to Nakamura. Oxy not able to get a trade here, but he's looking to take that engagement. Hoopa just completely runs past him. What is that? Spike getting planted over towards the A site, and right now, all of corner campers going to have to rotate into this one. Big Blue a little bit late to the party. Sheriff in hand. Might be able to get isolated out in these fights alone, but it looks like Shizu's going to come help him out, or not. All right, so Big Blue is in the win con position right now. Gonna have to go for these players towards main, but do they clear out this space? Are they disciplined enough? And they're not. That's your answer. Virgo and Oxy completely blindsided, literally, by the positioning of Big Blue there. Mizuzuki and Sativa left to do the damage on this site. Alarm bot getting the information towards this site. Mizuzuki does take one down for her troubles, but Nakamura landing it off, and Shizu with the body shots there too. MINJI trying to get some of the confidence back into their camp right now.
Yeah, I think they might have just done it already. Big Blue with an excellent play. Game 2, securing the fist around. But are we going to see another Thrifty? It's always map 2, not map 2. So it's a round 2.
Goes here.
Every single time. It's almost cursed, I swear. When I cast, it's 50% chance to win the round. I don't think it's gonna happen though. We're seeing a 5-man or 4-man just hit straight onto C. And unless Savita or Mizuki just activates a prime tense mode, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, Satchel's right through the air there. Going on to the C site now. Now there's a full site for MINJI here, so corner campers tasked with a full retake going into this, and not with great guns at that. So, I mean, we talked about it, Fish. I don't know if this round conversion is looking very likely, but still have a chance here as things do get commenced. Coming out with that haunt from the fade. Shizu taking down the first one towards Waterfall. Numbers start to dwindle here for corner campers, and even the aftershock to get the second makes things really awkward now for corner campers coming into the retake. And no damage has been done so far. So, I mean, the economy is getting ready to look really good for MINJI as they secure a flawless in that second economy round here.
Yep. Flawless round. Economy looking fantastic. Even a Pudo left on the floor. Shizu opts to pie a Vandu. Well, he's 50 and 8. Almost double positive. He can probably do it, but maybe his team talks against it. Goes back to that Bulldog, and I wonder if we can see him regret it in this round. Corner campers choosing to aggress into this A area. Raise nade, seize, stun, all that stuff. And A is taken. Choosing not even to invest in smoke, actually. Because of that. They've got Oxy just jumping here. And it's Pogozuki a lot. REBL, what a shot!
That was crazy. Just taking down Shizu on the entry there. And Sativa to even follow things up after shot comes through from Waterfall. Virgo trying to help out the team on the site. Going into the take. Sativa does go down though. Hoopa able to get that spike planted, but right now it looks like that's the only consolation they'll be able to get out of this round. Nakamura is on full HP with a rifle in hand. Able to get the first right now. Turret watching that flank. 8 bullets left in the chamber, and you can see the nerve settling in. Movement going so fast for him. Caught out while he's trying to place the sonic sensor. Completely goes down there. And there's your response from corner campers.
Oh. It was a good, very, very good bonus for MINJI. They can't be too mad about that.
Yeah.
When the round is so close, holding it out of your hands, it's a bit annoying. Corner campers regaining the lead. 8-7, and this game is so close, completely neck and neck. But it might all crumble away here with this first buy round of the half. People got me a bit worried though, standing still. I was like,
yeah,
I think we get another tech boss. Watching me get right to it. And corner campers getting right to take the A main. Even stun
look
the
at
A
where
main.
Mizuzuki is this time. Uh-oh. Cages get triggered, but it's a little too early. Oh, but it was a perfect timing. Flash did not hit her. Still able to not recover one, but Sativa does. Get him to the site here. After shot coming through. Overheal from Displaced does go away, so he's back down to 20 HP. Plant comes through from Hoopa, and this is our first time we're getting that plant for Mound, but it gets taken down completely from CT. No smoke was left for him there. Only that deadlock wall. And right now, Displaced left on 20 HP to try to do the damage. And corner campers have handled this so well. Set up on site was so well done, and there it is. Prowler comes right on through. Val with the bullets. And that's round 9 for corner campers.
Oh, corner campers look absolutely fantastic in a retake. And even Mizuki, despite not being able to get hers, traded back. And I think we're really just starting to see where this comp
right there
from MINJI just completely fails. There's not really enough util. Well, when they get the site, there's not enough util to stop a flood. Even with this deadlock. Even so, it's quite hard for them to take the site with this just single breach.
Yeah. And we talked about that pre-game too during Agent Select, how you don't have that info initiator. So it's hard to get those forward fights. You really only got that boom bot to clear out the space. But once again this round, Fish, we did get that REBL control from corner campers. And right now you see MINJI doing the same exact thing that corner campers were doing on their attack half. Exploring that B space. Because right now we see so much heavy prioritization on the A and C extremities. And there's nothing towards his B site other than the breach towards Link. I mean, it's almost like a carbon copy of what we've seen on that first half. Virgo, a lot of pressure coming towards him. There's the Roomba to confirm the spacing. Nano Swarm keeping him at bay. And right now wasn't able to help his teammate outside of Breakable there. So the utility looked so good from MINJI on this take.
Recovering it.
Sativa, right now, as Mizuzuki is making that noise over towards this waterfall area, he's going to have to find some picks here. There's the first found. Nakamura taken down. Shizu peeking ahead of the flashbang there. Doesn't get punished. Instead, Sativa goes down. Mizuzuki, the last one standing, also goes down. And there's round number 8 for MINJI.
You're not being shot at. You're doing something wrong.
It's really, really close. He gets closer and closer each time I speak.
My goodness.
8 to 9. We might even go to a pretty long OT here. Maybe it's the dismay of anyone who has to step a bit late to this game. MINJI choosing to fight for the C in the stun would have been perfect. But it's the C's from Oxy which prevents any trade. Now all that space is gained and they're funneling all of MINJI right into Mizuki and to Cypher setup.
Taking that back.
She's even got a one-way. Just positions on that right ledge there. And that can be absolutely dangerous. Hits both site wire trippers and a main. And it makes game just a bit of a counter-spot trade impossible. I'm just gonna pop it.
Camera taken out.
But Delta whiffed. Nothing happens, but Savita bails her out as Shizu gets the trade back. Shizu with a 2K.
My territory, my room. I have them now.
Oh,
Last player standing.
Annihilation takes out Sativa and even Oxy going down to the Vandal of Nakamura. MINJI handled that very well. One thing I like about how they played that round fish is they left no stone unturned. I mean, after they went for that C fight, they leave the breach there to make sure that they're not just like immediately walking past. Because on the first half, we saw around where Hoopa was playing on C. And, you know, after they turn around and go towards A, Hoopa just walks up and he's all the way in their spawn. So they're trying to eliminate the possibility of that re-clearing of space by even one person. So I like that MINJI is crossing their T's and dotting their I's with that.
MINJI have left to be fully open to retake. There's nothing holding it. MINJI corner campers. And on the low buy, it's not too bad of a play being able to stack more around the map.
You should run. Thank you.
But it's not good, really. What's also not good is MINJI's invested the Killjoy onto the round where there's just sheriffs. Maybe in a frenzy for Zvita, but nothing much more than that. But it does get the plant down, but it's actually given a bit of time for corner campers to rotate over.
That goes to show how much they want this round right here with that lockdown coming through. Displays does take down 2 of his own. Really nice play of the rifle towards Waterfall. Looking to get the ultimate here. Not sure if it was necessary, but he's looking for more blood. And there it is. It is in the water. Taking down Mizuzuki and 4 on the round for Displace. Really nice rifle work from him and the heroics. That is exactly what MINJI are leaning on going into this to make it happen. Because if there's one person on this roster right now, Fish, that I believe is most comfortable in their role, that is this guy.
Yeah, very, very comfortable, very, very good player. Doing quite well, actually, into this game. But I think it was just a bit of a communication to that round. A bit too many ults invested on the eco.
It goes here.
using 2, and I'm pretty sure 2 rounds, 2 ults. They're gonna want to be able to take some of these rounds. MINJI stealing a strat from corner campers, trying to get this fake. They're trying to catch this aggression with a breach ult, just like we saw corner campers do with a fade ult, but no one's there, not choosing to rip it.
Mizuzuki once again tasked with holding down this site. Very possible too. There it is, the flash comes through to try to take the fight over towards Tree. Confirmed that the Cypher presence is here. That's the second flash. Not able to capitalize off of either. And Oxy dropping down to try to be a supportive entity right now, but it's just not enough as all of MINJI look to regroup right now and move elsewhere.
Yep. Corner campers have a bit of a read though, and it wasn't a breach ult, it's a breach stun, but still trying to emulate the same play, trying to go a bit more of a trap here.
30 seconds left.
Virgo's gonna hit all of this running on site. Shizu Satchel's a bit messed up, but done the job, create some space. And Hooper can get that plant down for main. Now it just becomes a bit of a spam fest as Virgo the first to fall. And it's not good for corner campers. Going far down in numbers. 3v4, 3v5. Now a 4v2. Like Kurama's so low. But if he falls, there's still so much a good amount of post planting though.
There's the aftershock to come through. Oxy gets hit by one of them, still is able to recover the kill, but the pressure is on. Gets taken down, and that's an 11th on the board for MINJI. I mean, man, they've been taking this by storm right now. The attack's looking pretty good. You know,
Yep.
I had a lot of criticisms on this comp with the solo breach in play, but I mean, it's working out for them. And I think that corner campers just aren't playing together. There's so many scenarios where it seems like one of them just kind of want to be ahead of the take. They want to start doing the retake by themselves. They're going to have to stack this utility a bit more. They have such a good comp to deal with these post-plant setups that MINJI are presenting them right now.
I think maybe corner campers just getting a bit too ahead of themselves. From what went so well and was all tied up in the half, actually 2-2. Just led to a 4-round spiral for MINJI. And now, if they're just looking at a prime position to take this, especially the corner campers,
Right
even after this timeout, they're going to have a very, very low buy. Already going to be able to afford any guns. And it's going to be in a prime position to be 12-9. How about maybe we might see a bit of a thrifty.
Right there. Right there.
It's really the only chance for corner campers to come back into this game.
In this round right here, corner campers don't have much in their arsenal to really respond to the rifles, but see, that's why they're playing really heavily around this B space, kind of anticipating a bit of a read here. Spectres, stingers in hand, with respect to the Sheriff in Mizuzuki.
Wait a moment.
It looks like she's going to want to play onto the site again, but I mean, that's so dangerous against the comp that MINJI are playing. Especially they got the showstopper this round too. And if there's any time to make a really good eco conversion, it's now.
Yep.
Ultimate comes through towards the B site, but Sativa left untouched by it. But a beautiful, really nice split comes towards this B site. Completely taking down that breakable door. Breach ult from main. So they had the spacing that they wanted going into this. And right now, the chaos ensues as Oxy looking to come into this one, but that deadlock completely shutting him down. And all the numbers completely dwindling for corner campers. Aftershock pressuring him and displaced once again. 3 on the round. I mean, he has been huge in this second half of the game. And MINJI find themselves at map point.
Yeah, MINJI, on that point, you said it displays huge. Hasn't even picked up his up yet. Could be quite threatening when it comes to Icebox if he's on a bit more of an upping character. Still, corner campers just haven't really been able to throw much on this defense half. And now, just from a bit of a force in the last round, their economy and their bite is so much worse, having 2 Guardians.
Showstopper being invested going into this potential last round here. Shizu, tip of the spear, looking to take it down towards Waterfall. Nothing found off the back of it. Sativa smartly conceding the space onto the site. Virgo, full utility in hand. They've got this rolling Thunderfish. Response comes through. It goes towards Mound, waiting for that flank. Sativa, out of nowhere, just gets 2. Shizu did take down Mizuzuki, though, so that is that late lurk taken care of. But Virgo, stuck Waterfall behind the barrier mesh. And I mean, the fight has gone so awkward. Where has everything gone wrong? Corner campers, all bodies falling. Virgo, left on 51 HP to do the damage, already takes down the Res Clove. And that is it. MINJI converting the first round of the series.
MINJI converts their map pick. Clearly, a bit of body review was involved in that game, and a lot closer than what we anticipated. At least on the defense half, but it all just completely fell apart when MINJI got onto attack.
Yeah, I mean, just based off of the first half alone, Fish, I was not expecting this scoreline at all. I mean, just complete dominance there on the attack half from MINJI. So it looks like they honestly had more comfortability and just prep overall on that attack side with this comp. And I'm not sure how defense faltered so much, especially with the way that they were playing that C site with the Killjoy and that deadlock. But I mean, looks like the comp really worked out for them at the end of the day. And Shizu with a really quiet MVP performance here, but Displace, I mean, was so good in the server. Hoopa also securing the kills that he needed to. The biggest anomaly here for me was Nakamura. Didn't look very comfortable on that deadlock at all, so I do still expect them to go back to the drawing board because, honestly, I think there were more errors made by corner campers than there were good plays made by MINJI on that second half there, you know? And so I expect them to still go back to the drawing board and fill those holes.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think just for corner campers, especially in this next game, they're going to need to be having a bit of a strategy change. Getting all the double peaks, triple peaks, util, all of that on point. And for MINJI, maybe needing a change of comp.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Hopefully, moving into this icebox, we see something a bit more normal. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 5 duelist.
Maybe a Clove Viper, something like that. I wouldn't put it past them. Yeah. Beautiful performance indeed. I mean, really nice job there from MINJI, though, from being down and not out, but down really hard in that first half. I know it was 5-7, but it felt like a complete wipe by corner campers. What a great, you know, show of resilience here by MINJI as well. I have to give props to them for that as well. And, you know, any potential assistance that they have with the roster, it seems like they've really got the mentality part of this game down. I'm looking for those fundamentals to definitely become a lot stronger as they move deeper into this tournament, but what a great first map to show it. And corner campers, I mean, going into Icebox, I expect to see a lot more comfort. I mean, just that attack half, they just didn't seem to be, or defense rather, they didn't seem to be in tune with how they wanted to play together. And so I expect Oxy and Valk to be that dynamic duo that I talked about. Oxy presumably going to be on Sova this next map. Valk going to be on Jet. And I think that those are more comfortable roles for them respectively as well. So I'm excited to see that switch up. Sativa possibly on the Omen or Clove to couple up with Mizuzuki on Viper or just that Killjoy. But I'm excited to see how they come into that map for sure.
Yeah, I think they should be doing it pretty well. Obviously, Oxy, a very good solo player, and Valk very, very good on the Jet. If they have a chance to come back, it would be by winning their map pick and Icebox.
Yep.
But we haven't seen either team play it in the tournament, so maybe there's a huge gaping hole they weren't really able to fill in the scrims. Which maybe teams could take advantage of.
You're absolutely right, and I would imagine it's hard to find scrims on Icebox these days too, with it being out of the map pool in the current competitive map pool. I'm sure it's hard for these teams to find scrims against others, so some of these teams might actually end up just scrimming each other, with that being the respective map pool of the tournament here. So I'm excited to see how that plays out here into the server. But without further ado, folks, we're going to go to a quick 5-minute intermission here, and we'll be back with map 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to VLE Challengers Cup 2 Ascension. Now here we are with Icebox coming into the mix as we're actually looking at it right here, right now. So corner campers are the ones that picked this map, so MINJI winning their respective map pick. Now coming out of that first map here, Fish, I mean, MINJI just had complete momentum coming out of that, and so corner campers, if they want to get back into this series, they're gonna have to win this pistol round, get some confidence back for the boys, you know, come back nice and hydrated after the water break. I mean, how you feeling here? Do you think this is a 2-0 for MINJI, or do you think this, you know, has reverse sweep potential?
I think there's definitely some reverse sweep potential, but I don't think it's too likely, especially just with how that last half went for MINJI. Definitely, if they're prepared, if they're ready for it, they could sweep it at 2-0, even a bit of a dominant 2-0. We haven't seen either team's Icebox. Obviously, this is the pick of corner campers, but not really too sure. Icebox is a weird map to play. It's very vertical, very slow, a bit more default heavy, but just depending on how both teams play it, I think obviously whoever has the better map is gonna win it. But if I had to guess, I think that might just be MINJI, just based on the momentum that they have.
Speaking of momentum, I wanted to talk about Shizu here, who actually was our MVP of that last match. Really good performance from him. I mean, 307 ACS, 24 and 12. He was the only person in the whole lobby to top 300 ACS. So really well done from him in those 4 first bloods, being that tip of the spear like we always talked about. I mean, he's really good on that raise. And you know, we've seen Nakamura in similar positions, you know, back when he played on Gentle Minions, and it seems like some of the community members actually expected him to be that one on Duelist, but no, it's actually Shizu here. So really nice performance from him, definitely nonetheless.
And he had an absolutely fantastic game, and he's shown why he's on that race roll. And
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I did expect Nakamura to be on the Duelist.
Yeah, I think we all did. It was a bit of a surprise. And now talking about, you know, who's made for this raise position, right, too, is not only Shizu popping off in that match, but I look at VLEC here, you know, as he did top the leaderboard for his team respectively in that game. And so I don't think that there was too much of a gap here. Like, obviously Shizu found more success than VLEC did, but that's partially just indicative of the scoreline itself too. So I think both Shizu and VLEC had pretty good performances in that map alone, both having really good stat lines. And so I'm looking for a pretty even matchup on this Icebox. I honestly don't think we're going to get Shizu on that jet. We might get Nakamura on that jet, and but no matter what, I think on the side of corner campers, it's going to be VLEC playing that jet for sure. And it looks like we did sub out displays for Taco Boy, so he's back in the mix here for the MINJI squad going into this next map, just to note that. And so I'm anticipating that's because he's going to be the one playing that Viper, right? We've seen displays play Omen, and I believe Omen, and then coming into this match Clove. So maybe not be comfortable with that Viper, or he might not be comfortable with that Viper. And you and I talked about comfortability as well and flexibility starting off that Lotus map, and the reason that they were playing that Clove. And so that's probably why they're utilizing Taco here. Probably Hoopa going to be on that Killjoy. I think from MINJI, even though we just saw a crazy wacko comp on Lotus, we might see something pretty normal on Icebox.
Yeah, I don't really think there's too much weird stuff you can do on Icebox. Maybe if you're deciding that your team Heretics, you could run a Neon.
True.
That'd be quite funny.
That'd be
an
interesting.
Arena, but I think both teams definitely going to elect for a Viper, probably going to elect for a Killjoy. Maybe a Cypher if Nakarama is a really one trick, but it should be more normal. You know, I would actually hope to see a Sage. I'm a big fan of Sage in Icebox. I think she works very, very well, but unfortunately, she's terrible, falling out of the meta. Not really used too much.
Yeah. The thing about Sage is that, I mean, she was a staple pick for a pretty long time on Icebox and Split respectively, but you're right, she definitely fell out of that meta. We could see it come out again. I mean, these teams love to have explosive styles, especially between corner campers and MINJI. They're very explosive styles, and so that Sage could easily be a really good stopping ground for that on Icebox, because again, I think that and I talked about this when it came to the discussion between Cypher and Killjoy. When we were talking about, I believe it was Sunset, we saw a Vice Deadlock comp. And then on Ascent, we were talking about the difference between that Killjoy and Cypher. And I think Cypher has much more, stopping ground, similarly to the way that Sage would perform on Icebox than, say, maybe a Chamber would, right? And so I definitely agree with you. We might see one of those come out here. Maybe even a Chamber, I don't know. MINJI are looking real different today, so they might give us that Sage Chamber comp, something a little reminiscent of the, the Asian region. And T1, I believe, actually played a comp like that.
Well, it would be very, very funny. What's it? Chamber, Sage, and the most 2 Sentinels that me personally I would go for. But if it works in Tier 1, I don't see a reason why it wouldn't work in here.
Yeah, 100%.
We can't get a hubs up too high because of course they're gonna hover Chamber every single. Ooh, Akrama actually is hovering the jet.
There it is.
Maybe.
I knew it. We got to see him on that jet. I will say, before anything else, corner campers, Oxy locking in Gecko surprises me here. Because I know he's a really good Sova player. So this is interesting already.
Yeah, and I think they're choosing to do a double controller with just this solo Gecko. And after the changes, especially with the flash buff and the wingman buff, it could change. It could be a bit better, but I still don't really see it working that well.
Yeah, and I feel like Icebox is such a Sova haven. I'm surprised to not see a single Sova hovered so far from either of these teams. I mean, Gecko, Reyna, just, I don't know. If you replace that Reyna with a Sova, I mean, you just have so much more. But I see what MINJI's going to lock in just a second. But you're right, corner campers. I mean, the solo Gecko, really interesting. I don't think it's that good on this map. Gecko is a very close range agent, which is fine for going for those close range fights. When you're going over towards yellow on B site, you can go for that dizzy towards back site, get your jet to dash in, and then the same thing towards A site, towards rafters. But Sova locks down that long range information so well, especially with the drone too. And we don't see a single Sova here. Little disappointing, to say the least.
Yeah. Both these comps would really prefer to be on the other side right now. Double duelist should work better on attack, and the double controller should work better on defense. But realistically, the main goal for both teams, well, obviously, is to win. But for MINJI, is to keep them off the site, which they don't really have too much util for. And for corner campers, is to get on the site, which they don't have too much util for. So it's going to be a bit of a weird play.
Yeah, I mean, what's weird to me too throughout the series, Fish, is that like MINJI seem to just not like information. I mean, that solo KO on Icebox is, I mean, that is daunting. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out for the squad, but I'm excited to see it because at least what they do have are 2 comfort picks on 2 of the better players on the roster, right? In Shizu and Nakamura, respectively. You've got Shizu on that Reyna, Nakamura on that Jet. So what I anticipate to see is something a little reminiscent of the first Strike era, maybe from Sentinels. Shazam and Tens both playing respectively that Jet and Reyna role, and they were always getting some pushes over towards A. You have that Jet on top pipes, you have that Reyna watching belt, so little things like that I think are what they're going to lean on in this series, or on Icebox at least, in terms of their game plan. Just go for those fights.
Yeah, I definitely have to be going for the fight, and I'm expecting we're going to see some aggression onto A. Gonna see corner campers running it straight up B though. And the Killjoy setup, it works. There's not really much still util. It's playing primarily for information. It's leaving Viper to a lot of the stalling. And against 5 people, I don't really know how it's gonna work too well. It mainly just depends if you could dodge all this Gecko util. I'm assuming they'll save the wingman just for the plant, so gotta dodge that flash.
I will say, with this corner campers comp, one thing I didn't give them props for though is that. So we talked about how Sova's really good in those long range scenarios in terms of getting information, but that harbor lets you actually get yourself, forward. in some really entrenched positions and even some really good lurks. So Gecko could easily be a good ground for that forward information that they're looking for here on this attack. But still, the Vision gonna have to see it here. And already, as we just spoke, Cascade already going forward to get these deeper positions on the map here. Oxy, spike in hand. Valk already moving forward with it. Looks like Hoop is gonna be that point of contact. Dizzy comes through towards back yellow. Check. We've cleared off the site. Valk looking to also deny any sort of wrenches in the plan coming towards the plant, and it does. Nakamura completely through the toxic screen, just taking out Valk. And so far, that's already the duelist diff in this pistol round. They're gonna have to slow things down, and that they do.
Yeah, and they can hit all of this in the knife. Clearing all B sites, can leave some rotates over. Packer boy looking in mid. Oh, Oxy, no, it goes up. I think he'll then tag an Oxy there. Both teams in a 4v4, and Big Blue, he's gonna hear the spike, he's gonna hear the flash, he's gonna hear the plant. He knows this is definitely an A take. Now, what can he do here? He's gonna get. Kelly did not deserve an Oxy, and Suzu, he's gonna get traded but gets one more. Doing a side now, 3v1 situation. Mizuki, they got a Lux. It's unfortunately been spotted.
10 seconds left.
But shoots, try to save the Sheriff, but she's not pretty much done on that. No, Sheriff Classic, even weirder.
Gonna have to die here though.
I don't think she's gonna die. She's running knife out.
Let's see their shed fight without winning.
Yeah, looks like Big Blue was aware of the same thing that we were. He just let her live there. Interesting.
We're already seeing a couple mistakes from corner campers there.
Yeah. The new meta, save the classic.
Mizuki is absolutely broke. After assuming they're going to lose this round, only having 3,900 credits. Not enough for a Vandal, Fusion, a bit of Yuto. But on that Sentinel, you definitely need some Yuto, so probably going to have Vandal Lights. But maybe they can get a Thrifty, make saving the classic that important.
And once again, similar scaling towards this B site. Valk ready to push in here. Plant gonna come through. This is their second attempt at this one. But so far into this, and that's one of the many perks of Sova here too. You just throw a shock bolt right here on default, and it just gets rid of all that stall. That's the second time that plant has gone down to that nano swarm. This time Oxy gonna use his body to get it down, and he does. Retake commencing here. Cloudburst comes right on through. Fragment to deny the choke momentarily. And already Sativa throwing down the Molotov onto main. Valk looking for all the fights over here. Doing really good at stalling. Baiting them into the triple setup from the team over here towards main. But Virgo has done the dance so well thus far, but it's not enough. Virgo looking for another one. Not able to land off the triple click. Nakamura with 3 on the round. And definitely in his prime here.
No, you don't deserve
I know you just had to get him on Jet, and he'll start fragging 4-0, top fragging lobby, and they're already starting to think it's over.
gun here.
We're seeing glimpses of corner campers just having some excellent post plant. Getting 3 on a round they deserve 0. And it was incredibly hard for MINJI to push through there. Just all that Yuto. Here we're seeing Mizuki. He does have the Vandal Lights shared with a teammate in Oxy. Still, it shouldn't really matter because his buy from MINJI is really bad. Not investing anything into this. I think Big Blue is even going to try buy up for Nakarama in the next round. Maybe Shizu can go huge here. One of the only rifles in this round. That rifle is a Guardian. Trying to walk away, manages to hide behind the enemy team. Only taking a slither damage. And the harbor ult from Vega was actually sent out. And he really want this round conversion. And Mizuki getting one makes it seem a lot more likely.
Likely indeed.
Sizu takes him. Savita out, now it's 3v3. Am I 3v2?
Gun here.
Both mollies are gone, and it's not really in a spot we can be played. Never mind, one more molly.
Last player standing.
The peek ahead of the nano swarm though. No. What an error there by corner campers. Right when it was all in their palms. The stall utility was there, the positioning was there. Oh my goodness. What a round. And I mean, I'm not sure what the idea there was with Taco Boy on the Killjoy on the defensive side with a ghost in his hand going for a flank against a full team. Usually on a bonus round like that, you want to stick together on the retake. And he went for that flank, got punished on it, but I mean, the rest of his team just cleaned up sight. And that's what we talked about before this map here alone as well, Fish, is the heroics coming out from the duelist players. Nakamura on the Jet and Shizu on Reyna respectively. I mean, it's both of them that clutched that round out. And Shizu playing forward into the round. And you can do that on Reyna. You hit that headshot, you go ahead and dismiss away for free. Only sheriffs in hand for the side of corner campers, so a tall task in this round.
Yeah, Shizu just walking up, takes the head of Oxy, and gets out completely for free. This is prime Valorant. It's all just gone quiet. Toxin Orb's gone up to try and fake a bit, but if Shizu peeks, he can get one more.
One enemy remaining.
No.
Spike down B.
Just let this guy ace. I don't know what Valk's trying to do. I think the
Eco
entire
kills
team
coming online for Shizu here. Ooh.
Oh, he's fallen.
All right, Valk.
Well, I mean, it's gotta be incredibly hard just to come back from this mentally. From this corner campus camp. They're here getting aced on by Shizu, who is a fantastic player, but he can't really be letting that fall. It's not really gone too well. And now the economy for MINJI just gets better and better, being able to buy up this operator. Gonna try get a bit of information. Sees one, takes the shot, misses. Taco Boy falls in mid, and then goes Big Blue. Corner campus in prime time to take this round. It's now all on Nakaramo, the hero play, has knives ready. But unfortunately, getting hit by the Gecko Thrash. And Savita.
Yeah, the discipline there from Valk to not peek before that Thrash actually cleared the angle was really nice from him. Really good note coming into this one. Shizu able to land a trade over towards mid. Takes him down towards low HP, and that Reyna nerf is feeling a whole lot real now as he's only able to heal back to 56 HP. Lear comes through. Looking to push through the high tide here. Tap onto the spike, but gets completely taken down through the toxic orb there.
Yeah, there we go. Corner campus on the board. Maybe a round needed just to regain their mental, regain their composure, get back into this game, get back to focusing. Can change the setup to go extremely into A. Just for a buy here, Nakaruma is going to go for the knife, so maybe we'll see something from that. Shizu getting a bit aggressive, expecting a player on top pipes. And Oxy is going to be there to greet him in a second. Falling, actually.
Get one, get out.
I don't know how he's done that. Number advantage for the side of MINJI.
And when your corner camper's in this situation too, that's when you have to start asking questions. How do we want to clear out these angles for Shizu? Gonna have to start peeking together with these flashes coming forward. I mean, he just kills the flash. He's able to take one down off the back of that. And it's all these small little insertions that Shizu likes to go for on this Reyna so far. So you can see how that very aggressive but small, disciplined aggressive game plan from MINJI is playing out on this defense.
Yeah, I just want to point out one of these reasons that Shizu and Nakarama just get so active and get this many kills, combined having 16,
30 seconds left.
which it's a bit more. No, it's one less actually. The entire corner campus team are combined. Oh, now they have more.
Oh
Now
my
they have more.
goodness!
Nakarama, what a shot!
I mean, Nakamura is locked in. Get this guy on Duelist every map. And he is showing the true essence of what he has given us on that Gentle Minion squad from Cup 1 during his prime.
Yeah.
And he's starting to show that back in the server. 11-1 Fish. Wow.
He's having a fantastic game. Games we haven't seen from back in GM. And the reason he can get so active here is there's just absolutely no util to clear any space for corner campers. Having the solo gecko.
Here we go. I think this is his get me off deadlock on Lotus application right now. Nakamura looking good on the jet, and once again, he's being trusted with this yellow space. Meanwhile, fight happens towards mid. Taco Boy been doing a great job at locking that down so far. So Sativa being taken down off that this time. Dizzy lands right onto him, and Valk winning out that duel, going on to the entry. But Big Blue and Taco Boy here to do the damage. Taco Boy getting taken down. Fragment onto the plant. Does deny the wingman momentarily, and you see the flank coming through. Shizu has the Empress popped, looking for the first pick. The Phantom ADS is not good enough. Big Blue left by his lonesome Vandal in hand. Understands the positioning of the Killjoy, but I mean the rest of the hit is over here towards B. Gets the first shot, looking for the second, but Valk with an immediate trade and a great response from corner campers.
There we go, corner campers. A bit more momentum. Getting the second round on the board. I mean, now Nakarama has the operator, and we're going to have to see a bit more protocol to play around that. We're going to have to see a bit more initiated util from the side of Oxy. I think they're just going to choose to leave all of B main alone. And all the util they spend taking the space, all for nothing. And at the same time, Shizu has walked all the way down A main. And it's going to be a fight with Savita falls. Shizu, again, another fast blood for a team. Don't know how many he has in this game. Karama trying to peek through the hardball, get spotted, get spammed a bit. Now, sight gained.
Here.
The corner campers using the Killjoy lockdown just to get a bit more security in there. Nakarama trying to spray a bit.
And I'm not sure what the game plan was there, but Big Blue just completely runs in. And he pops that null command there, just completely goes down. Looks like he might just be going for the information, but it is a complete spam fest so far on the site, and they're still committing to this. Shizu already with 3 on the round. Oxy and Mizuzuki left by their lonesomes in this clutch situation. It is a 2v3, very possible, but any peek from this main position is going to get spotted by the operator of Nakamura on this angle from Snowman. Poison Orb does get popped, taken down. Mizuzuki looking for the peek, going to try to take him down, but he doesn't. Get legged from the operator and Shizu to finish that off right there. And what a nice round from him.
I got your backs.
It's really just a 2v5. Nakarama and Shizu being set up perfectly by his team. But they're the ones killing all the frags. Each one of them just getting 4k after 4k. And they're really just tied up, maybe just having a bit of an MVP fight. But a 6th on the board for MINJI. And corner campers are looking to be losing options here.
Get out of my way.
Maybe a bit of fake presence with his hardball, but I think Nakarami is gonna know it. And all this noise towards A, it's easy to fall. Hooper, he's gonna fall too. The double peak is too good. Now they're gonna try to take space with this hardball. Hacker boy doesn't have his gun out, and everything just completely collapsed. For MINJI, Nakarami's even shaken. He's whipping up.
Ooh.
It's a thrifty, I think. Not actually be able to plant the up, so Vouch doesn't have that option into the round. But even without it, Corner Campers just dominating into the round. And if they can do that just 3 more times, then half's all tied up. It looks like they're ready to take us to a game 3.
And I mean, this is an incredible performance here by MINJI right now. I mean, Nakamura and Shizu are putting on a complete masterclass. And I don't even think that there's any crazy strategic upper hand being seen here. It's just the mechanics that are just completely outshining the duelist on the other side. The only duelist on the other side. Shizu, once again, put in a position to get that opening kill. Taco Boy gonna tuck tail, get away from the Thrash coming through, but Valk gets completely punished, trying to get aggressive there. Nakamura once again winning out that jet duel. Wingman going for that plant. And they've had a hard time doing this on B every single time. All of MINJI are here, ready to take down the Corner Campers players. They're going to have to keep stalling because Mizuzuki is in a really good spot for that lurk. She's usually really good for it, but 2 already go down. Big Blue, incredibly aware of the positioning. He's left in that 1v4 scenario. Does take down Mizuzuki, but left down to 5 HP. Looking for the second here. And I don't know, this is looking really unlikely fish. It. Sativa gonna land the 4th shot of the round, and there it is. A good response from Corner Campers, even the body shots that come through. They're going to have to get that momentum back.
Yeah, losing 2 rounds in a row, like just like that. It's not really too good for MINJI. And I think maybe just the way that the scoreboard's checking out. Might be a bit of tilt, actually, just from the MINJI side. Maybe the duelists are thinking they're a bit too much better. Maybe thinking they might need to peek more, might need to save their team in the scenario. Knife mid, catches no one. Mizuki gonna walk and lurk down A. Low by MINJI. It's a fake to Corner Campers, and it all depends on how much space Mizuki can get. And it's not even a fake. I actually chose Tar here, and Mizuki just gone through everyone. I think she's gonna be hard. Mind it.
So many rounds they've tried to go for this B hit. And once again, still, it just doesn't look very convincing. Even taken down there by the lockdown. Flank is going to come through. Oxy left in a 1v2. Very possible. Presuming he goes back over towards main. Tap comes through, but it's a team flash that actually gets him taken down. Looking for the second. There it is. And I talked about Oxy being that very good supportive force in the server for those trades, and there it is. Beautiful clutch there from him.
Oh. I don't know what happened that round. That was a lack of communication from either team. Both teams in double alert. But team flashes. Oh. Maybe that's the round they need to work on. But Corner Cappies will be happy with that. They'd be going to take this to a 6-6. For now, it depends on this round. Hooper is going to set up.
Oh my goodness, did you see that? Valk just runs full across belt and just completely deletes Shizu out of the server. And it looks like Corner Campers are really starting to find their footing. Ooh.
Valk is feeling it.
He's just getting away with everything. Completely pushing into the spawn now, looking for his 3rd. There it is. Right on the Hoopa. And he's mad. You do not want to go up against Valk when he's feeling this way. Sativa taking down Big Blue there, and Taco Boy on the flank. Right now, catching all the heat. Sativa going to take him down too, and we've got an even 6-6 half.
Switching sides.
6-6 from overflow down. MINJI cannot be happy about that. And I just want to point out someone who's having a bit of a slower game. Hooper, out 9, but maybe they just needed, yeah, a 7.5. MINJI looked so dominant, just coming in. Now, Corner Camp is on with all the momentum.
I mean, what's exciting me right now, Fish, is this Jet 1v1. I mean, Valk and Nakamura talking trash in the server, starting to shoot the bodies, and really getting aggressive in their own ways. So I'm excited to see how this next half goes here. Valk opting in for that Sheriff. So once again, just tells you where the mindset is at here. Ooh, gets punished off the back of that though. Viper Wall completely masking that quiet push and presence that they were giving over towards B main. Gets caught out in the midst of it. Mizuzuki here to try to do some damage and stall out for the rest of the team. Taco Boy already inserted on this lurk, and that's going to activate pretty soon coming into the round. Shizu getting a little aggressive there, and it wasn't enough. Nakamura wasn't able to supplement that, and as the wall goes down, he gets taken out from danger. And all of a sudden, they are on their back foot, MINJI. Uh-oh. Oof.
It's collapsed from what should have been a simple first blood conversion. It's turned into a 2v4. And now Hooper really needs to get active, but bit of a spam to the smoke takes him out.
I mean,
now it's Big Blue.
Hooper has just been so unlucky this game, Fish.
He really has.
Ouch.
There's a lot of disrespect in the chat. Both teams are really hyped up. Both teams want to take this win. This really is quite a rivalry between them. Last time Corner Campers won a pistol round, they got thrifted right afterwards.
Yep.
So I wonder if we're going to see that pattern happen again. With MINJI looking straight towards mid. Nice lineup to break this turret. The turret is so good because it allows you to leave away from mid.
Spike down B.
But with it gone, it really just gives a lot of space for the attackers to work with. But it doesn't matter when you don't have the guns to back it up. 3v4 to the side. Corner Campers.
This is quite an interesting predicament that MINJI are in.
Spike
In the mid
down
round,
B.
completely caught in this mid space. They have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Nakamura only with the classic in hand. 2 targets in front of him. Gonna try to go for the first. Doesn't land the bullets. Big Blue, 56 HP. Also with the classic in hand. Does find the headshot, but Oxy with the kill at the end of the day, and even the body shots have followed up. And there it is. There's that 8th round for Corner Campers.
Yep. And now Corner Campers carrying the lead of things. And it's MINJI who's going to show what is going to happen and what the rebuttal is going to be. It's currently getting destroyed in the text chat and in the server. MINJI choosing to go towards A here. They're gonna leave Oxy to hold down the site, and he's in a fantastic shot. Nakamura is gone. And now Corner Campers, they're looking prime position to be taking this round. Shizu's first peek, and Oxy's second kill into the round. He's finally gonna go down. The aim demon removed from the server.
I got the spike.
I mean, and what's going on in this game right now is a tale of what is this team and what have they done with corner campers? Because, I mean, the mechanical resilience that we have seen thus far just wasn't landing in that first half, but here it is.
Kill bomb grenade out.
Completely diffing them in every gunfight in every way possible. So far, Mizuzuki, very aware of the B plant coming through, is going to pop the nano swarms, get a little bit of a stall going there, but nonetheless, team not quite ready for the retake yet. And as they start to move into position, you start to see how MINJI want to play this out. You see that rewrap coming in from Taco. Once again, he's always good for those. First tap comes down onto the spike. Gonna have to confirm it at some point. Shizu moving closer towards the cascade. And all of a sudden, the kills come through. MINJI just recover 3 out of nowhere. Everybody on the side of corner campers dropping. Sativa left to try to get the clutch situation. And Taco Boy, once again on that mid reposition, takes him down. And there it is.
Oh. Maybe MINJI won over. Getting around on the board. Maybe a bit of momentum. Hooper finally, he's been lucky in the round, able to get 2. He's on the score sheet.
I mean, MINJI so far this game have shown us so much resilience. It's just wonderful.
Both teams very, very resilient. Trying out new things. And this time, a turret isn't going to be broken by the molly.
Turret down.
And VALORANT playing a very similar position we saw Nakamura in on the first half. Over here towards Snowman. Looking to get the spams out from the spike. Here's the tap goes through, and there it is. Cascade to be followed up, but he goes for a more wide plant here, and Mizuzuki from this mid position is able to shut that down. Shots are a little labored, but takes down Nakamura in the process. Thrash coming right on through. Only 2 left standing for the side of MINJI. Thrash landing onto Shizu now. He does tuck tail. He's able to get away from it right now. Hoopa, he's got to do all the work. Recovers the rifle out of the Thrash. And Shizu all of a sudden is back into the round, but the one tap from Moxie, I mean, where does that come from? Completely takes him down. Hoopa, he's been at the bottom of the leaderboard for a while, but what a shot!
30 seconds left.
Looking for the 1v1, 3 on the round now, and he has come online these past few rounds here, looking to be the hero in this story. But Oxy taking him down, always good for that. And the body shots to even follow it up, and there's round 9 for corner campers, but what a close one.
What a close one indeed. Hooper, he's getting a bit active here, and it's going to be a trouble for corner campers. But if corner campers can just keep these rounds going, it's even better. Wow. Now with the operator online, MINJI still having a buy, so still a good chance into the round. But maybe VALORANT just needs to go huge here. Trying to do his best something impression with the default up.
Placing swarm grenade.
Holding it on top of yellow. Fortunately, there's no one there. A mid play. Cold for MINJI. Virgo, what?
I mean, it's just textbook. It looks so good from them right now, but Taco, meanwhile, 2 trades of his own. Mizuzuki, there's that Sentinel diff, taking him down while he tries to reposition for that mid space, and corner campers have completely dismantled MINJI this round. Nakamura looking for the clutch. Wingman coming to clap right onto him, and Oxy once again with that last follow-up. I mean, the dynamics from corner campers are starting to really shine right now. Maybe the trash talk was getting a little too ahead of them there for MINJI.
Yeah.
And there's your timeout.
Well, I think corner campers are ahead in the rounds. They're ahead in the trash talk. And now they're even ahead in the aim. Each one of these players just has the potential to just completely take over in a round. And now, MINJI with a timeout, trying to change some things up. I think they're going to try to lead a bit more towards the A site. Haven't really done anything there the entire game. And maybe try and do some Leviathan strats. Go A, and if it doesn't work, go A again.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Deep into the game like this, Fish, it's the battle of the mentality. And it's also just the battle of conditioning too. Just try those strategies where you just hit the same site quite a few rounds in a row. Just keep planting those seeds of doubt. And this is where we're going to get some time for MINJI to figure out what exactly that game plan is. Because so far, these last few rounds, it just hasn't been it. That's 2 rounds converted by corner campers there. And I know it's only 2. It feels like it's been 7. And that's because it has been 8 rounds converted in a row by corner campers. And only 1 converted in the middle of that by MINJI. So right now, the momentum is heavily in the favor of corner campers.
Yep. You said it. Force out for MINJI. And they have actually just gone directly to this A site. Last time it happened, Oxy had an absolutely fantastic shot. We'll do it again. He won't. It's just going to get hit very hard for it. Decker Boy with the ult. Going to give the site. MINJI
Lockdown comes through. Oof. Sativa getting detained there, but rest of his team able to protect him from spawn. We got a 5v5 retake underway right now. Nakamura still left onto the site, gonna try to take a few shots. He goes ahead and tucks tail. High tide is up right now, so a little bit of cover to work with. That Dizzy going for that close range info. Spots one over towards main. Valk very wide rafters with the operator. Lands onto Big Blue and to the body of Hoopa. Got 2, is looking for 3 right now. Tailwind is popped right now. Lear gonna force him off the angle. Wingman going onto the defuse, but it's not enough. Valk gonna have to do a bit more going into this. Spike is half. Bladestorm comes through, and Virgo converting 2 of his own. 5 HP left. And Shizu, it's not planted for him. But it is. He gets that wall bang across the corner of the metal. What a lucky scenario right there for him. Oh my goodness.
I don't really know about just playing completely offside, but I guess it works. Oh. MINJI getting around on the board, making it look a bit more competitive. Nakrama has that Bladestorm line. We know how that went last time. It's actually a low buy for the side of corner campers. Without
Get out of my way!
could get a gun, but I think he's going to choose to op next round. And he's going to be challenged on this B site.
Knife comes through, goes for the information, and it confirms things. Nakamura, as you said, was so good on that Bladestorm last time, is able to take down Virgo. And that is that Harbor, who gives so much protection on the retake, down already and out of this round. Nakamura looking for more. Valk creeping around that corner there, but he gets punished right onto the angle of danger, rather. A little bit of a tongue twister there. Shizu takes down Mizuzuki, though, and Oxy looking to use Wingman for the information going into this Viper's Pit. Dizzy to follow things up, but Hoopa does the damage with the Judge, but Viper's Pit gets taken down as Hoopa falls to the Stinger of Sativa. Valk playing around with the bullets here, but Shizu landing him down. The Stinger not enough to do the damage. 3 on the round for Shizu, and 9 on the board for MINJI.
There we go. MINJI actually. Stringing 2 together, and again, I don't really know about the ult usage, but if they can keep the cycle working, can keep these rounds coming, they comes, and these rounds will keep them coming, and eventually they might actually have a chance to win this map. But it's comeback season. Now, about he's got his operator. I think MINJI's realized that they're going straight to this A site. Shizu pop the Empress. Now, try and take the site.
You are powerless.
That's the null command too. Popped for this execution here. All the information given to the side of corner campers. See them starting to convene their way towards this site. Mizuzuki looking for that middler too. So you see all the players later in this game very conditioned to check off these boxes little by little. Reckoning comes right on through. Virgo commencing things coming into this retake, and it's a really deep one too. Keeping them at bay. Cascade denying any 410 angles right now. And you get that Wingman right onto the spike. And this is where the stall play comes through in that comp there. But Valk Very uncharacteristic miss from him, but Oxy to follow things up, it doesn't matter. And Mizuzuki even as well. Thrash comes right on through, lands on the big blue, and it's a 1v1. Taco left by his lonesome to win out the 1v1. Oxy, usually really good for these taps onto the spike, but he's delaying so well. And that is a clutch well played from Taco Boy right there. Much needed.
Now, it's MINJI with a bit of momentum. 3 rounds tying things up 10-10. And you said it, a fantastic play from Taco Boy. Getting that round through the board. Each time, we're actually seeing a very, very weird post plan. And both teams go away.
Don't overthink it.
It's almost so close from either team. But it's MINJI with the advantage. And they might decide to go back to this. Instead, choosing to go to this B site. Straight to VALORANT's home ground. Taco Boy, the hero from the last round. He gets his one.
Oh!
He's actually fallen. What a shot by Savita.
Sativa doing good damage with the Sheriff so far at Valk. Looking to follow things up with the Spectre in hand. Tries to get out of dodge. He's aware of the deep angles there, but Oxy does take him down. As always, he's really good for those trades. It's a 3v3 scenario here for corner campers, and I mean, if this is a round that they convert, a very unlikely round like this, you've got to scratch your head if you're MINJI. But still looking to come into this round right now. Shots come through. The rifle was recovered from Sativa. He takes down Nakamura, but the trades come through from MINJI. That's really good damage done by corner campers, but it's not quite enough.
It's MINJI. Now they're the ones in all the lead, and you didn't see this, but it was 10-7. Timeout was absolutely fantastic. And now, bit of attack pause goes, I think. Unfortunately, Valk is disconnecting. But I just want to have a moment just to talk about Hooper. Didn't have the greatest start, didn't have the greatest defense, but now on attack, he seems like one of these key players. He's only 9-16, but yet he saved his team a lot of times. I think if you just take away his defense, he's actually just completely positive right now.
Looking at things here, we do have a small tech pause going here for the side of corner campers. Looks like Valk had a couple tech issues there. Gonna get him connected back into the server, but I mean, right now, Fish, this just gives both teams times to settle the nerves and just recollect themselves coming into this. Because although momentum is back heavily in favor of MINJI and it has completely shifted, these are the rounds where if you let that hype get too far ahead of you, you could start throwing these rounds. So this is where they can give themselves a little bit of time to just regulate. And on the side of corner campers, I mean, to find that resilience, find their way back into this match here. Because, I mean, this right here, and we haven't even talked about this part of the narrative yet, but this is to qualify into the playoffs. Whoever wins this series right here is the first qualifying team in Group A and out of all the tournaments. So we're going to know right now in this moment, you know, who our first qualifier into the playoffs is. And so corner campers, if they've got a strat book, it's time to dig something deep out of the back of that thing.
Yeah, no, you reset. You have to pull it deep into the strat book. But again, need to definitely get a win here. This is an important round. This round gives them 11-11, an all tied up game. And for a long tech pause, it actually gives them a lot of time to think about what MINJI are doing and why it's working so well. There we go, Valk. He's finally reconnected, so tech pause should be over pretty soon.
There we go. He's got the rifle in hand.
Yeah.
Running around. He is all set to go. And the thing about it, too, is small tech issues like that can also, you know, affect the nerves as well coming into this. So hopefully the team not too flustered by that there. Now, as we do get the readies from the players in the chat, looks like our match moderators have gotten the timer underway here. 20 seconds left until we honestly might see the potential fate of corner campers here.
Here.
Hey, you said it. Might see corner campers be moved down to that lower bracket. We might see MINJI be the first team to make it through.
Placing swarm grenade.
Team
Smoke
Swarm
mid.
Grenade going to come through. They didn't shoot it this time.
Yeah. Horror's gone. Just MINJI walking all the way down B side. They've done it a lot, which is a bit weird. I think they've got more success onto A.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is going to be difficult. You've got the Harbor and the Viper here. And I mean, Valk is really feeling it right now. Looking to do the damage. He just jumps right through the high tide.
Down B.
Not sure what the game plan there was from Taco Boy, but that Spike lost. Spike going to go down, going to have to get recovered, but Virgo with the nice shots to follow things up here. It looks like corner campers are giving that response. That's much needed. Meanwhile, Hoopa is just
30
completely in
seconds
their spawn. I didn't even see this happening. Coming over here, ready to take down Virgo. Ooh, shots were a little labored. It's got to be tilting for Virgo, though. Wondering how is he in our spawn? And so far, it's only Nakamura and Shizu left to get the job done for MINJI. And in this round, a little bit of damage landed onto Mizuzuki. Spike does get planted. And as they start to convene towards the site here, Lockdown
Last player standing.
is invested. You see how much they want this. You see how much they need this. Lockdown invested, and so much respect shown towards the duelists on the side of MINJI. 25 HP is still alive, but the Mosh Pit is put in such a good spot to shut him down. They made it look pretty possible, MINJI, but corner campers able to convert things. Wingman going for that defuse.
It's all tied up now. That attack pause clearly gave them time to think. And maybe just impacted a bit of nerves from MINJI. MINJI actually a bit more on the broke side. Not really gonna have the greatest buy. Be choosing to go and play for the zone time, but maybe they'll be able to get a thrifty here. Steva actually gonna have a Judge and Viper Spit situations on this A site. Very, very hard to push through, and that's exactly where every single MINJI player is.
You should run.
Lockdown actually clear out to Vita. And Big Blue, he just walked straight past him. No one knows what's going on. How is Vita still alive?
Oh my goodness. And he's behind them and they just don't even know it. This time it does go down. At some point they're going to have to think about it. And there it is. They were so low HP from the Viper's Pit that he's able to get both of those kills. Somewhat medium range there with the Judge, and Hoopa left onto the site to do damage. But I mean, the trades were coming through and Valk landing that off. What a complete turnaround from corner campers there. Oh my goodness. I mean, Sativa was a win con in that entire scenario. Able to play around the Viper's Pit and just slip past everybody on MINJI and get two with the Judge there was huge.
Match point.
Yeah, I don't know how he slipped through, but well, yeah, it did work well. Now it's corner campers on this match point. It's another timeout code for MINJI. Now again, need to find some answers. Some answers to get to this OT. Some answers to clear its mental.
Well, I can say one thing about this matchup, Fish, and it's the fact that it is very close, like we talked about. So this is like 1 out of like a million that we were actually right about it being close. So this has been a really good match so far.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic match. And it'll only get better if the Savvy goes to OT Euromap 3, so.
True. Bind, right? I think that's our decider.
I think it's Bind. Yep. Bind. MINJI starting the defense. Yep, all in this last round. Attacker Boy electing to go for the Bucky and Hoop with the Judge. They're going to try to get this Viper's bit down and they're going to try to get it on B.
Placing swarm grenade.
Now, it's actually got a Thrash to the side of corner campers. They're not going to be too worried about it. If they can find this Viper if the pick goes down, then surely they might just be able to take it. Tie the game up. Nakarama with the peek. Gonna find everyone. A bit of spam from Valk. Hits Hooper. And Hooper gets this pit down. Lots of spam trying to get the plant down. It's tap. And the food. Ooh. Big Blue staying alive somehow. Now it's a 5v5 retake scenario.
No way.
We're gonna see the Thrash invested.
You are powerless.
It's being countered by the no command. Or the KO, I don't know what's good.
Yeah, no command. Oh, Shizu landed down the first one. There's 4 still left standing for corner campers, though. I mean, this Viper's pit is so difficult to deal with the way that they've placed it. It was nicely done by MINJI. Gonna have to get into this one. Thrash looks like they wanted to invest it, but the HP is so low for everyone. Hoopa coming right on through. And Valk left with the task in hand is not even halved. He has no time. And we are going into overtime.
Overtime completely tied up.
Sides. Overtime.
Both teams having a bit of a preferred half. MINJI on the attack. Actually, corner campus in the attack too. So incredibly close. A couple mistakes. Really decide if you're gonna make it straight through, or if you have a chance and go into that elimination match.
And we talked about conditioning too. And I love what I'm getting ready to see from corner campers here. Looks like Virgo wants to show some of the same early round scaling as before when they throw that cascade upward towards B main and then just convene off the back of it. With them showing that pressure, they could keep a large amount of numbers towards B, but I mean, MINJI aren't really budging off the back of that. Shizu, it's the same game plan, get one, get out, but Valk dashes in to try to punish it this time, but whiffs all of his shots. And so Sativa, you see him trying to look for the follow-up, the Lear, denying him off the sightline temporarily. And Blue, even landing that next one. So many errors forced out by corner campers here.
Alarm bot out. Placing swarm grenade.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
It's MINJI all on control here. Taking it out. I hear him realize Mizuki buying an Ares into the round. They really, really want this win.
Switching sides.
But now it's one more.
Match point.
Separating MINJI from playoffs. No ultimates are gonna be in the play. At least for the start of the round. But a complete shutdown like that. Just think about it, on the defense. It's a good omen for MINJI. Maybe a bit of momentum.
Placing swarm grenade.
Suki choosing to do a alarm bot. Oh, the way down mid. And even placing her turret a bit late. It's kept all of mid control. Taco, I don't think he's realized that. Again, MINJI loving to go towards this B site. Should be able to get the plant down, but it's a complete fake. And A is completely open. Taco Boy. He's been spotted, I think. He's gonna be trying to get some play in this Mizuki. The first
Mizuki.
Goes for the timing. He's able to get one on the way out. Big Blue trying to go for that peek. Mizuki's actually going to hear them moving to the B site. Going to call some of our team over. Into a 4v4 scenario. Mizuki has a flank.
30 seconds left.
That's going to be the winning con in the round. Does Hooper recognize it? He is, but he's not going to have a gun out. He's not ready for it. Going under point, it's all in Shizu, and Shizu falls. And we're into the second round of OT. So close. Neither team.
Switching sides. Overtime.
And I mean, this map means a lot for both of these teams right now. I mean, we've watched this whole map and the chaos ensue. And there's been so much trash talk and body shooting in this map alone, so such an exciting exchange from both teams, and definitely a rivalry, just as anticipated coming into the series too. And you see how that's playing out in this overtime.
This is gonna be fun.
Some plays gonna get punished out a little bit more. Valk just going on to that dash onto Shizu after he just missed out of his first kill last round. I mean, it's small, little micro pieces like that that show you how discipline gets affected by the mentality and the pressure of this late game.
Yeah. Now, corner campers going again towards this B site. It shoots on such a hard angle to clear. About. That was a line. He was ready for it. And he's gonna take him out. He's gonna be traded. Nakama trying to get a bit more, just but only can get damage. Now, Hooper's gonna fall too. That's a 2v4 scenario. Bomb still not down. That was a 4v2. That was a 2v1. Everything just keeps on collapsing and collapsing over and over again. Big Blue so low, but Taco with the peak. Takes out Oxy. And again, it's MINJI with the first round of OT.
Switching sides. Match point.
Everyone note down your observations.
These are some blink and you miss around each team. So tense. And it's heroes who are going to show, and it's Taco Boy the hero in the last round. MINJI again, one away from taking the series 2-0.
Isolate and exterminate.
I think if I was in the situation, I'd see a bit more of a pace change. We're seeing a heavy stack towards A. Oxy, the fantastic shot in the game, is in the same position here. Gonna be peeking onto Shizu. He ends up going for it. But a bit of initiator Luto, and it's led the entirety of corner campers onto B. Really getting intense now. Oxy in the lonesome, ready to defend this A site. And he's gonna hit the entry happen. Calling the rest of his team over, he can do nothing else but stall. Spike gonna go down. And we've seen these rounds play out exactly 3 or 4 times in fact. It's all about how these rounds can be converted. One-way smoke.
And with this being a 5v5 scenario too, I mean, it's that much crazier. Sativa with a quick conversion off the back of that, but once again, Taco, he plays so good around that position on rafters. Gonna have to get the wingman onto the spike here. Looking for the 1v1s, double peek comes right on through, and there it is. MINJI winning the series. Wow, what a wonderful fight from corner campers there. I mean, so much resilience going into the second half of that game, but I mean, what a great series by MINJI. On the flip side, Lotus, we had so many things to say about that comp, and then coming into Icebox, same thing, the solo KO initiator, but they made it work.
It's fantastic for MINJI to end the round out, and both teams actually looking very nice. If you're a fan of corner campers, for whatever reason, don't feel too bad. Still, and falling into a decider round. Not completely out of it yet. But if you're a fan of MINJI, you'll be very happy to know that they are now qualified.
Yeah. MINJI are your first qualified teams into the playoffs for VLE Challengers Cup to Ascension, and that means so much for the squad. They can sit back, relax with that victory right there, because we still have so much more bracket to get through here, Fish. We've got groups B, C, and D winners matches, and then we have the elimination and decider matches in all 4 groups after that as well. And we haven't even gotten that underway, so MINJI have a lot of resting time right now, a lot of weeks where they get to sit back and go to that drawing board like we talked about and figure out how they want to switch up the game plan or keep it the same going into the playoffs. And so this series means a whole lot for MINJI. But on the flip side, we've got corner campers going down into that bottom bracket. And in Group A, I mean, that didn't mean too much, right? We've got Times and Visualize, 2 rosters that I think we've all had a lot of criticisms coming into the tournament. And with both of those squads having this VOD alone to look at the mistakes that corner campers have made, you know, corner campers are really going to have to study up on both of those teams in the elimination match that they play next week.
Yep, corner campers have to study, you have to fix some mistakes, maybe change up a couple comps. Same with MINJI, that atrocious Lotus comp. But it was very, very close indeed. I think just on a different day, maybe it goes the complete other way. Corner campers for the 2-0.
Yeah.
Can't feel too bad about that. Should be in a fantastic position to get through and qualify into that playoff round.
Absolutely. And I'm definitely looking to see where those changes come through for corner campers. But I mean, what a series. Well fought by both of these teams. Really well done. And just looking at the scoreboard here, I mean, look at VALORANT. Back on that jet like we've always seen. He is so peak on that agent. And so I'm looking to see them get him into that comfort a little more across each of the maps. Same with Nakamura. Get him off deadlock on Lotus because he has absolutely shined in the server here on Icebox on that jet alone. And so I'm looking to him to be the difference maker in the rest of the series moving forward for this MINJI squad because he has proven himself this series. Shizu as well with that reign of performance. Both of these players look really good. So I expect going into the playoffs, maybe we might see some double duelist comps. Maybe we might see more double initiator because I just don't think that double sentinel suits this squad.
Yeah, double senti didn't work, but the double duelist was actually fantastic. I'd actually like to see a bit more of a double controller. I feel like it could work for this MINJI comp actually.
Yeah.
I'm just also a big fan of double controller anyway.
Yeah, same here. Especially on Lotus. I mean, he looks so good. Can't wait to see Celestial Titans pull that out again.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited for the Celestial Titans game. Sunday the 27th, which for me is tomorrow, but for you guys over in America, that is on 2 days.
Yep. That's going to be a good one indeed. Now, Fish, before we end things off with this Corners and Campers and MINJI rivalry here, I want to talk a little bit about the next matchup we have coming pretty shortly, actually, right after this. It's DSS Gaming versus Salvation. Now, what's interesting about this matchup is we've seen Salvation play, and they went up against Extra Life on October 18th, Friday at 10 p.m. And so we've seen them already, but DSS we didn't because of that first bye that they got in round 1 in the opening matches. So complete fresh faces for DSS. What are you thinking about that series?
Well, I thought the Salvation, they look pretty good getting that 2-0. Haven't seen DSS. I think it's either going to be a complete blowout from either team, or it's going to be very, very close indeed. Maybe even closer in this MINJI Corner Campus game.
Yeah. I'm actually really excited to see DSS.
Me too. After I watched that VOD. I think I'm leaning a bit more towards a blowout though. We've seen a lot of blowouts in this tournament just on its own. I think we've only seen 2-0s. Not one game has went to map 3.
True. That is true. We've seen close map score lines, but no 2-1s. Wow. And I think this one was our closest too, 15-13. This is definitely a very close score here, but still 2-0 fashion. You're right. Yeah. No 2-1s yet so far. Oh, maybe DSS and Salvation, we might get our first 2-1. I don't know though. But we'll definitely find out. We have a much larger intermission here for you here, folks, as the players are scheduled to be here at 10 p.m. EST. So 30 minutes on the clock here, but hopefully we can get the action underway a little bit sooner than that. But we'll see you after this.